Alright, I'm back with another video. I already made this video, but I'm going to redo it because I want it to be way shorter and cleaner. And I hope this video does way better than my previous one. I just want it straight to the point and helpful for everybody that's watching, so let's just get straight into it. Alright, to begin with, this is a video made for combat techniques. It's here to help you and show you all the techniques throughout this video. I'll be showing you everything that all the pros use. All the techniques and the exercise that you could use to get better at all of these techniques. By the end of this video, you should be learning a ton of new stuff, and you should honestly be a way better duelist if you didn't know how to do any of these. So let's just get straight into the video. So to begin with combat, the most important aspect, or one of the most important aspects, is your form. You should learn and experiment with different forms to see which one matches your playstyle. This could help you in duels to make you better, depending on how you play. So, I'll be going over which forms I use, and my opinions on all of the forms. So, to begin with the cheat show, I use this one. In my opinion, it's super balanced. I love it so much, and probably one of the best forms in the game. So, next, it's Makashi. I don't use this form, and I don't think anybody does. This used to be old meta, I heard. However, it's super slow in my opinion, and I don't like it at all. The next one is Suresu. In my opinion, I don't like it that much. I used to play with it. I used to use this when I first started. However, I learned that it isn't so good. And it's super defensive, and the animations on this are not that great. Next is Ataru. I don't use this. Personally, I don't like it. It's very different than all the other ones, and it's just very unique. However, it doesn't match my playstyle. The next one is Demso. This is one of the other forms I use, one of the two. In my opinion, it's very good for being aggressive. However, the shadow parries are not so good on this, as you can't do it. And in my opinion, one of the best forms in the game. I love this form a lot, and it's super good. The next form is Nemon. Personally, I don't use this. It's very different than all the other forms too. As you can see, it's very unique, and I do not use this form. I don't think it matches my playstyle, and a lot of other people don't use this form either. I wouldn't recommend it. And that's about it. So for the first technique that we have on the list is dash hits and multis. Multis are a series of dash hits combined together. A dash hit is a dash and you cancel it with a hit, so it should look like this. Sorry. That's a dash hit. To perform one, you have to hold down W and then press E to dash, and you cancel the dash with a hit, like that. You can hold down S to reposition yourself to perform another one. Doing these over and over again, they're called multis. That's for method 1. For method 2, this is what personally I use. I use a tapping method. So basically I tap W and E as fast as I can, so it should look like this. And then I cancel it with a hit. It looks like that. Now, on the dummy, if you do it, it should look like this. You may be going above the opponent's head. To fix this, you should hold down A and circle around your opponents. Once you got the hang of this, these are called spinning multis. Everybody uses them. To perform these, you have to do the exact same thing I taught you. So with a tapping method, you just tap W and E and hit, so it should look like this. As time, they'll get faster and faster, and you can perform these like this. With this method, I usually get 3 to 4 multis, but it depends how good you are at them. You may start off bad, and then you can get good. And the exercise for this, I would say start off slow, and then get faster. It helps with timing and it makes your multis way better. Now, the final thing to multis, a lot of people do not know this, but you can block when doing them. They're called attack blocks. So you see on my mouse, I'm holding down block. You can perform dash hits or multis while holding the block because you can't block while doing a dash. So this is what it looks like. As you see, it's fully holding block throughout the whole entire multi, and it protects you at the beginning and the end. They're used for close combat, and you'll get the hang of them if you just keep on practicing them. So the next technique is leap hits. You leap with control, and then you low leap with control and space. You have to be using a directional key while doing this though, or that won't work, as you can see. Now, there's lots of add-ons you can combine with leap hits, which I'll be teaching you, and the best possible things to do with leap hits. So to begin, leap hits, you do a leap with control and space for a low leap. That's what everybody does and how I do them. So it should look like this. Now you should hit when you're about to reach your opponent. You should be in the air when you hit. So don't hit before or don't hit after. You should hit in the air. Like that. Now, for practicing on through the distance, I would just say keep on practicing from different distances. It helps better. And then once you have those down, you're gonna be wanting to learn how to do them close up. Personally, what I do, I initialize my low jumps, low leaps, whatever you call them, with S when I'm close up, and then I use W to go back to my position. So it should look something like this. You can use these from all the way back here too. Now, once you have gotten those on lock, you could use this add-on that will help evading parries. All you have to do is leap after you hit them. It should look like this. Like that, but you hit them. So, how to perform this? After you leap and you hit them, at their head, you want to leap away. So don't hit the ground. That's the number one thing that you shouldn't do. So at their head, leap away. You just leap away with control. This evades parries. It's very good to use in combat, and you should practice it on these dummies to get the muscle memory for it, as it may be hard first trying it, but it gets easier. The next technique will be very short. It's dash snipes. To perform these, you hit with left mouse click and then use dash, so it should look like this. Now, tips for this: I'm so sorry. Your saber should be aiming for the left arm, and you should be aiming for the left of your opponents to glide past them. Now, the very last step to this is after you hit them and you're still gliding past them, press jump to get a little extra boost. It should look like that. And that's about it for dash snipes. Alright, so the next technique are dash jump hits. It says it in the name. That's the order of how you should be doing it. So it's a dash, then a jump, then a hit. So to begin with, you dash, then you jump, then you hit. It's that simple. However, it may be tricky to hit them when you first try it, but you'll get the hang of it. This is what it should look like. I didn't hit some of those because I don't practice these that well, but they're very good in close combat. They'll help a lot. You could basically trade, well actually not trade, but you could get another hit off them very fast and unexpected, they could be hitting you too, and you can do this. You can dodge their attack because you're in the air. I do this in close combat and it helps a lot when I'm low. So the next technique are called shadow parries. Shadow parries, known as ghost parries, are basically an invisible parry. So how to perform these, all you have to do is hit, and then during the hit animation you have to parry. It's that simple. So this is what it should look like. It should look like that on the second hit that I did. So tips for this, I would try to hit around the opponent without shift lock to bait them out. This is very good to learn. Knowing your distance and knowing like the radius of when to hit them. That was bad, but as you can see, you should practice those to bait them out. As you do that, you can add a shadow parry in there, just like that. And that's probably the best way to bait them out. You could do it from over here too. And those are shadow parries. So the next technique are dash kicks. All you have to do is get your saber out and press R to kick. When doing the R animation, you can hold down dash to kick if the person is blocking all the way over here. A lot of people already know this and they learn it in initiate trials, but I'm just going over this just because. It should look like that. Alright, moving on to the last technique, we're going to be in Crucible to Prime. I'm at gate B, so the right entrance of Crucible Prime. We're going to be practicing Parry Evades, so let's just go straight into it. First of all, these crystals right here, they parry you, so it should look like this. Well, not parry, stun. They have a stun to you, so Parry Evades. What you have to do is you basically dash when the big spark is here. It should look like this. Personally, me, I would lead with W, have shift lock on, and move with my mouse. I would move behind the opponent or to the side. So it should look like this. Now, tips for this. I would say get the hang of them first before I could tell you the exercises. However, tips. When during the parry evade, I would highly advise you guys to squiggle like a snake to mess around your opponent. So it should look like this. Something like that. So after you got the hang of those, the exercise for this, you could turn off sound for this or not. However, when you're doing them, you should always look out for the big spark. That's the most important step. And the sound. However, turning the sound off for this would be better. So the exercise that I'm going to teach you, I would hit around the crystal, not knowing when I will hit the crystal. This makes my reflexes way better, and I'll just look out for the big spark. So it should look like this. Just like that. You can keep doing these until you get good. I would advise you guys to duel somebody that's worse than you to fix your mistakes. So let's say Parry Evades. Duel somebody that's worse than you where you can practice on them. And yeah, that's about it for the Parry Evades. So this isn't a technique, however this is an exercise or like a topic in battling. It's called survival, which I'm going to go over this in 30 seconds to begin with. As there is survival, it's a 2v1, so what I would suggest, and what everybody else does, hold block a lot to protect yourself, and then use leaps or low jumps to get away. I would recommend holding down jump to get an extra boost. Like that. And basically when they come to you, make sure to parry them. And also, if you're low on this block right here, then you should try to leap away and unblock, but only when it's safe. And your force bar, if it's low, you should try to spam jump while blocking to get your force back up. However, you can do this the whole entire match because it's very helpful and useful. And that's about it for survival. So my personal advice in combat, I would advise you to duel against as many people as you can and try to fight against as many playstyles as you can, as this helps you. The more people you go against, the more easily you can read people. The more easily you can read people, the more duels you can win against. So I would suggest doing that. And seems to be a problem with a lot of people, but sometimes they zone out and can't focus on the duel because they don't know what to do. Maybe they think they're just gonna lose, or they just zone out because they don't know what they're doing. A simple fix to this, I would suggest focusing on your opponent and what your opponent was going, like the moves they're going to make. And secondly, I would focus on what you could do to fix your mistakes. So when you're in a battle and you're dueling somebody, I would focus on what I'm doing that's making me lose and what I could do to make me better and maybe flip the battle over or win the battle and stop making dumb mistakes to get parried or other things. And that's about it. So the last thing I have to offer to you guys are exercises to help with all the techniques and combat that I taught you today. Before I get started into this, I forgot to mention, when you reach Jedi Knight, I highly advise you to request a one-on-one in the Parries server. You'll see it on Discord. You can go there from typing Parries in the Discord server and the comm server. So without further ado, let's start with the exercises. So the first exercise is going to be with close combat. This is inspiration from an ACT, ACT. So this stands for Advanced Combat Training. So what I took out of this is I created a little exercise called the box method. So this right here is a box. This is a box right here. And what I would do is I get somebody to come here and 1v1 me in it. However, I would not use kicks or leaps at all, and the opponent has to do the same thing. It helps with timing and reading the opponent, when to do stuff, and helps with close combat. This can also help with learning how to parry evade and other things. So that's about it for that exercise. The next exercise that I have, I also took this from an ACT class. This is inspiration. So I would get somebody to run around me in circles as I try to multi them. This helps knowing the distance in between your opponents. Let's say somebody parry evades, you'll know the distance in between. And let's say somebody's running, you still know the distance in between. It helps a lot because that extra hit or two is going to play a very big role when you're dueling somebody, but you may not notice it. Alright, so that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys join the specialization you might want to be in, or the trials that you might be scared of. I hope you guys do good on those. I would highly advise you guys to practice on dummies first and then in real battles. However, just stay consistent and keep on playing the game. It'll help you a lot and you'll just build muscle memory. And that's about it for this video. If you guys ever need help, then give me a DM on Discord. I'll put my ad up on screen right now. I'm so sorry. I'll always be free to help you guys out, and we can schedule a one-on-one anytime. And that's about it for today's video. I hope you guys do good in the known galaxy, and good luck with everything else. Until next time, see ya.